Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the profound wisdom of Zen stories that teach us about spiritual growth and the meaningful connections we make in life. These stories aren't just ancient tales, they're powerful lessons disguised as narratives, passed down through generations to help us understand ourselves and the world around us a little bit better. I hope that by exploring these stories together, we can uncover some of those hidden gems of wisdom and find ways to apply them to our own lives. There's a beautiful Zen story about a scholar who goes to visit a Zen master to learn about Zen. The scholar, full of his own ideas and knowledge, talks endlessly, eager to impress the master with his intellect. But the master, a picture of serenity, patiently listens while pouring tea. He continues pouring even as the cup overflows, the tea spilling onto the table. Finally, the scholar, unable to contain himself, exclaims, "The cup is full! No more can go in." And the master, with a gentle smile, replies, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions and preconceptions. How can you learn anything new when you have no space to receive it?" The story of the empty cup is a profound reminder that to truly learn and grow, we must first empty ourselves of our preconceived notions and biases. It's about approaching life with a beginner's mind, open to new possibilities and perspectives. Think about it. How often do we enter into conversations, relationships, or even new experiences with a cup that's already full? We hold on to our beliefs so tightly that we fail to see the world through a different lens, to learn from others, and to grow into a more expansive version of ourselves. In a secluded monastery nestled amidst tranquil mountains, there lived two monks. One day, as they made their way down to the village for alms, they encountered a raging river, swollen from recent rains. At the riverbank stood a young woman, beautifully adorned in a silk kimono, looking helpless and afraid to cross. Now, the monks had taken a vow to never touch a woman. The older monk, without hesitation, gently lifted the woman in his arms and carried her across the turbulent waters. Setting her down safely on the other side, he continued on his way with the younger monk. The younger monk, consumed by confusion and inner turmoil, remained silent for the rest of the journey. Finally, back at the monastery, he could contain himself no longer. "Master," he exclaimed, "how could you break our sacred vow and touch a woman, and in such a public display?" The older monk, his eyes twinkling with wisdom, simply smiled and said, "My son, I carried her across the river and left her there hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story, my friends, is a profound lesson in letting go. We often carry the weight of past experiences, grudges, and regrets long after they've served their purpose. Just like the younger monk, we cling to these burdens, allowing them to weigh us down and prevent us from moving forward. The older monk's wisdom reminds us that true freedom lies in releasing what no longer serves us, in letting go of the past and embracing the present moment. Ask yourself, what are you still carrying that is no longer yours to bear? What weight can you release today to lighten your step and open your heart to new possibilities? There's a classic Zen story about a farmer who loses his horse, and his neighbors, hearing of his misfortune, come by to offer their condolences. Such bad luck, they say. But the farmer simply shrugs and replies, "Who knows what's good or bad?" A few days later, the horse returns, this time with a whole herd of wild horses. The neighbors, amazed by this turn of events, exclaim, "What incredible luck!" But the farmer, unfazed, again says, "Who knows what's good or bad?" Now the farmer's son, eager to help tame the wild horses, falls off one of them and breaks his leg. The neighbors, once again offering their sympathies, say, "What terrible luck!" And just as before, the farmer calmly responds, "Who knows what's good or bad?" A few days later, the army comes to the village, recruiting young men for a war. They see the farmer's son with his broken leg and deem him unfit to serve. He is spared from going to war. This story always makes me think about the nature of perspective. We often judge events in our lives as good or bad, lucky or unlucky, without knowing the full story, without seeing the bigger picture. The farmer's wisdom lies in his ability to detach from the immediate outcome and embrace the unknown. He understands that life is a tapestry of interconnected events, and what may seem like misfortune in the present moment could lead to unexpected blessings in the future. Think about a time in your life when what seemed like a negative event actually led to something positive. It's often in those moments of surrender, of accepting what is, that we open ourselves up to new possibilities, to seeing the hidden gifts in every experience. Imagine a tall, sturdy oak tree standing in the midst of a fierce storm. The wind howls, the rain beats down, and the tree, refusing to bend, resists with all its might. But the storm is relentless, and eventually the oak, unable to withstand the force, cracks and falls. Now, picture a slender bamboo tree swaying gracefully in the same storm. It bends with the wind, adapting to the changing forces, and emerges from the storm unscathed. This story is a powerful metaphor for resilience. In life, we're often faced with challenges, setbacks, and unexpected storms. Like the oak tree, we may resist, trying to control the situation, unwilling to bend. But the bamboo tree teaches us a valuable lesson. True strength lies in our ability to adapt, to be flexible, and to go with the flow. When we resist change, we create unnecessary suffering. But when we learn to bend with the wind, to adapt to new circumstances, we not only survive the storm, we thrive. Think about the challenges you're facing right now. How can you approach them with more flexibility and resilience? How can you bend, adapt, and ultimately grow stronger through the experience? Picture this. A thief breaks into a house at night, intent on stealing all the valuables. He gathers everything he can find, but as he's about to make his escape, he glances up at the sky and sees the moon, full and luminous, shining brightly through the window. In that moment, something shifts within him. He forgets about the stolen goods and stands there, captivated by the moon's ethereal beauty. The story of the moon and the thief is a beautiful reminder that true peace and fulfillment are not found in material possessions but in something far greater than ourselves. The thief, consumed by greed and desire, is momentarily pulled out of his self-serving pursuit by the sheer magnificence of the moon. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always something bigger than us, something to marvel at, something to connect us to a sense of wonder and awe. This story has been told and retold for centuries, its origins rooted in Buddhist teachings that emphasize the fleeting nature of material possessions and the importance of seeking lasting happiness from within. It's a timeless message that transcends cultures and generations, reminding us to look beyond the superficial and connect with the deeper truths of life. In our modern world, filled with distractions and a constant pursuit of more, we can easily lose sight of the simple yet profound beauty that surrounds us. The moon, a celestial body that has captivated humanity for millennia, serves as a poignant symbol of this transcendent beauty, reminding us to pause, to look up, and to reconnect with a sense of wonder. What are the moons in your life? The things that pull you out of your everyday worries and connect you to something larger than yourself. Once upon a time, there was a stone cutter who spent his days chipping away at large boulders, shaping them into building blocks. One hot afternoon, as he toiled under the scorching sun, he saw a procession of wealthy merchants passing by, their fine clothes and luxurious carriages a stark contrast to his own humble existence. Overwhelmed by envy, the stone cutter wished, "If only I were a wealthy merchant, I would be so happy." And to his astonishment, his wish was granted. He was transformed into a rich merchant, enjoying all the comforts and luxuries his heart desired. But his happiness was short-lived. One sweltering day, as he rode in his opulent carriage, he saw a high-ranking official, shaded by a grand umbrella and followed by a retinue of servants. "If only I were a powerful official," he thought, "then I would truly be content." And just like that, his wish was granted. He became a powerful official, feared and respected by all. Yet, his contentment was fleeting. One particularly humid day, as he sat in his lavish chambers, he looked out the window and saw a mountain, its peak shrouded in mist, unaffected by the heat. "Ah," he mused, "if only I were a mountain, strong and unyielding, then I would be truly powerful." His wish was granted, and he was transformed into a mighty mountain, towering over the land. He felt invincible, impervious to the elements. But one day he felt a sharp, piercing pain. A stonecutter was chipping away at his side, extracting huge blocks of stone. The stonecutter's journey is a powerful reminder that true happiness and fulfillment are not found in external circumstances, but in appreciating the present moment and the gifts we already possess. We often chase after illusions, believing that happiness lies in achieving a certain status, acquiring more possessions, or becoming someone else. But like the stonecutter, we may find that the very things we envy come with their own set of challenges, and that true contentment lies in finding peace within ourselves, regardless of our external circumstances. Imagine a serene lake, its surface as smooth as glass, reflecting the clear blue sky above. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind sweeps across the lake, disturbing its tranquility and creating ripples that distort the reflection. This is often how our minds operate. When we're caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, our thoughts, like the wind, create ripples of stress, anxiety, and worry that cloud our perception and prevent us from experiencing inner peace. The story of the unmoving mind reminds us that beneath the surface of our thoughts there lies a deep well of stillness and clarity. Just as the lake eventually returns to its calm state, we too have the ability to quiet the storms of our minds and access this inner peace. It's about recognizing that we are not our thoughts, but rather the observer of our thoughts. By cultivating a regular practice of mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking a few moments each day to pause and connect with our breath, we can begin to still the ripples of our minds and experience a profound sense of inner peace. This inner peace is not about becoming emotionless or suppressing our thoughts. It's about learning to observe them without judgment, to allow them to come and go like waves on the ocean without letting them control us. As we cultivate this inner stillness, we become more present, more aware of our thoughts and emotions, and ultimately, more free to choose how we respond to life's challenges. We develop a greater capacity for compassion, both for ourselves and for others, and we begin to experience a deeper sense of connection with the world around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey through these enlightening Zen stories. Remember, every person you meet has a purpose in your life. Whether they stay for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, each encounter offers an opportunity for growth, learning, and connection. Stay inspired and keep growing spiritually. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.